Why did you become who you were?
Why did I become who I was?
Yeah. Why would you want to do this? You know?
I just loved hip hop growing up as a kid. I just, you know, it was like it spoke to me more than any other music I had ever heard before, you know, from early like Ice-T to Fat Boys, and then LL Cool J, Run DMC, Beastie Boys, and it just like, I don't know. It was like I didn't first I was a fan of the music, you know what I'm saying, before I even thought about rapping. LL Cool J was the one who made me like first start writing rhymes. And I was like 12, 13 maybe. And it sucked. You know, I wasn't good, but like I had to keep practicing and practicing and practicing. I gave it up for a little while, then I started again back when I was like 15 and started being able to kind of put songs together. And then I just was like, I'm starting to, I was never really good at much else, you know? So I don't know. Once I found out I was decent at something, I just kind of focused and just, you know, went for it.
That's interesting, because I remember I was in a juvenile detention center, and we heard we heard Rappers Delight. We said, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
How could it be? Because we heard it in the streets in our neighborhood, but we never thought it'd be on the radio.
Yeah.
And it was on the radio. We like, "What the hell was that?" And we were just all blown away to see that our music was being played on the radio.
Yeah.
You know.
How about the fact that Rappers Delight was like a seven some odd minute song?
Yeah.
And the radio played it. They played it from top to bottom. Like,
it was so popular. It was all off the hook.
Mm-hmm. And then Nucleus jam on it.
Jam on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dum dum dum. Yeah.
That was like, yeah, I never really like got into rock and roll or R&B or blues or anything like that. I just like I'd listen to songs on the radio or whatever my mom was listening to in the car, but once hip hop came along, I just felt like, man, this is like, I don't know, I just was all in.
Yeah, hip hop was I just can't even imagine it. It gave you pride.
Yeah.
You know, like us being like the prototype of hip hop. At the beginning of it, it gave us pride to know that our music, people talk the way we talk, was being on television, being on the radio and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave us a lot of pride back then.
Yeah. And it's also like, it's just such a, if you think about like how hip hop from the start of it.
Well, I was there.
Yeah, and then it just like
police out in the front of every hip hop club. You got the whole New York police station out in front of the club.
Yeah.
It was just, and if you went to a hip hop club and you were marked, people say, "Oh, yes." Even in your neighborhood, hardcore bebop hip hop, and it's, what the fuck you fucking with those niggas for, Mike? That's what they used to say. What you fucking with them for? Even people in the neighborhood, what you fucking with them niggas for? But those was our people. All the criminals, the thieves, we all listened to hip hop. The money makers and everything, the killers, the robbers, all the fucking street urchins. We all listened to that. That's what we listened to. And as soon as we listen to, we enjoy it. But we surveying everything. We're looking at the people with the jewelry, the coats, the clothes, and looking right, and then we're getting ready to get them after the club is over.
Yeah.
And that's just what hip-hop was about. All the robbers and thieves would come in there, they enjoy the music, but after it was over, we going to rob.
Yeah.
And that's what hip-hop was about.
Yeah. Once Breakin' came out, the movie Breakin', and then Crush Groove and Beat Street, man, it was like, it just put the whole culture of hip-hop on the map in a place where you could see with the music. You know what I'm saying? You had the visual, and you had you graffiti.
You must say, "This is my way out" when you saw that. When you started getting good, you must say, "This is my way out."
When I started being able to put songs together, and I started like, figuring out like, well, I might be almost as good as that rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep going, and then I start, I learned so much. Like I studied.
How old were you when that started?
Hip hop. The first time I heard anything, my Uncle Ronnie, brought over a tape of the Breaking soundtrack, and it had Reckless on it from Ice-T. Once upon a time, a DJ's task was just to play records. What more could you ask?
I know Colors.
Yeah. Colors was hard. My Uncle Ronnie started liking rap before I did, and then he kind of introduced me to it. And right around that time, I think, the movie had just come out, and I saw the movie, and I was like, yo, I love it. And it just, I don't know, it just spoke to me in a way that no other music had spoke to me before.
I understand that.
How old were you when you first started putting it out there? Like started rapping or doing rap battles?
Well, I had a weird trajectory. Like I was afraid, like I was afraid early on, like 15, 16 years old. I was afraid that to go into any clubs or anything like that to say my raps because I felt like I wasn't good enough yet. So I had to get to a certain spot. And then I was trying to I was just making songs. And one day I got a call from my boy Proof, and he was like, yo, you need to come up to the hip hop shop. And I was like, what is the hip hop shop? And he's like, yo, just come to the hip hop shop, write something, come up here. And Proof, remember Proof, Nani? He ran shit in Detroit. We me and him came up together, and we came up rapping together. But he would kind of go do his own thing, and then I'd be working at factories and stuff like that. And Proof was out there on the grind, and he started making connections, and then he met Jay Dilla, Slum Village. And a lot of the early Detroit hip hop that was exploding onto the scene. Proof was such a part of that. And I got a chance to, when I went to the hip hop shop, I was like, what the fuck? He was like, yo, I'll clear everybody out. I'll have 10 people, right? And you rap in front of them. And if they don't like you, they're going to tell you they don't like you. if they do like you and they fuck with you, then, So I went there. I said the rap. I got some people jumping around and shit, and I was like, okay, this might be it for me. And then that's when we started having battles at the hip hop shop. And we was having a battle every couple months or something. Yeah, every 2 or 3 months. But every Saturday, I would make sure that I didn't have to work till 4 o'clock because I was going to the hip hop shop every Saturday. So every Saturday for me was, and this is early 20s, was St. Andrews Hall on Friday night, Saturday, hip hop shop, Tuesday, Ebony Showcase, and then
anybody that knows Showcase, he's a fuck. I gotta battle him tonight. He's here.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. I started battling, and then in the hip hop shop, the first battle that we had there, I won it. But what we was doing, Proof was taking names and he was putting them in a hat. If you want to sign up to battle, you just put your name in the hat. He picks a name, picks another name. So it'd be Bizarre versus B Flat, and then they go at it, and it was and then me versus whoever. I remember one time I battled Conniver, who was in my group D12, but we weren't a group yet. I battled Vaughn, and then I just started I met a few people that got me out of just Detroit, and I went to 97 Scribble Jam, and I went all the way to the end, and then I lost to this guy named Juice, who to this day is still a really good fucking rapper. And I think that he's so good that it's okay that I lost to him. You know what I'm saying? But
is he still in Detroit rapping?
No, this was Cincinnati.
Yeah,
the Scribble Jam was in Cincinnati. That was 97. And then from there I met Wendy Day, and she put me on her battle team. She had this battle team that was an event in LA called the Rap Olympics, and she put me on that team. I went out to LA, and then got in that battle at the Rap Olympics, went all the way to the end and lost again. The last dude. And I was super discouraged. I just got evicted from my house. Had to break in through the back of the house.
Shit, yeah.
The dude that we was paying rent to, he wasn't paying the rent with it.